Hey guys, welcome back to the web series. This is episode 6.
This week we're checking out all of the cosmetic upgrades that were required to make the DDKONG not a $500 truck. Let's jump right in. All of the actual build out for the wall mounting is done in a stack fab style construction. The most complicated part of that is going to be the B-pillar section. Because we did stack fab, we also ended up having to do kerf cuts in order to make all of that work. When people refer to kerfing as a construction technique, they're actually talking about using that kerf, that opening in the material to make a recess so they can actually bend the material. All the wall accents and everything, the wall build out, actually starts from the B-pillar and goes all the way back and seals off the cabin from the actual back of the vehicle. The center console was kind of a last minute deal. Came to the realization that we didn't want the radio in the actual dash itself. You know, this car's gonna do 160 plus decibels. You don't want the radio to get rattled all to pieces. It does still get rattled to pieces even being strapped down to the center console. But the advantage to what we did with the center console is the radio at least isn't going to fall out of the dash and onto the floor. Back when I was in retail, when I worked at a shop in Washington State, we actually had a center console that was more or less designed to be completed in a day to a day and a half worth of labor. And so the one that we did for the DDKONG is basically just a modification of that. It's slightly easier and it can still be wrapped with a single piece of all sport vinyl. Yeah, the cool thing with the all sport vinyl is it's actually a 4-way stretch. That's a lot better than standard upholstery vinyl. It's really nice because you have a lot more flexibility with the material. You can do a lot without actually having to heat it up where you start getting deformations and stretch marks. And of course, once we got the center console completed, we wanted to make sure that we could still control all the door controls. Again, in keeping with the video game theme, we decided to integrate a joystick that could handle the power windows and some actual Mortal Kombat buttons to handle the door locks themselves. Inside the center console, you can see there's a whole bank of relays that we had to hook up. That handles the function of both left and right so we can control them independently for doing demos, and it also handles the door locks themselves. The 3 knobs, they are base knobs. They're basically just PAC LC1s. We've got it separated so that the 3 base knobs handle the front doors, the rear doors, and the subwoofers themselves. So it started off with a very ugly, very dirty, very dingy tan interior. Lewis was kind enough to gut every single part of that car, surface prep it, prime it, and repaint it with nice SEM trim black.
The tan interior would not have matched with any of the graphic work or anything like that was designed for the truck, so our color match was in order.
Yeah, getting the seats redone and refoamed was a huge upgrade to that. The upholsterer was also kind enough to add the DDKONG logo on the top of it. Lewis pretty much painted just about every piece of trim on that thing. I mean, it was a fairly substantial process. Did full repair and surface prep on the front and rear bumpers also. The front clip you completely rebuilt and redid some of the actual clip locations.
Because it was already subject to enough damage that it cracked prior to us putting it through what we were going to put it through. So I wanted it to be as structurally sound as possible to keep it from coming apart on the front of the truck. This was just addressing some of the more aggressive rust repair so that when they did go back and lay down the wrap, it had something smooth to adhere to so that it wouldn't cause the wrap to have any spots where it could easily peel or delaminate, as well as making sure that you didn't just see rusty, lumpy goodness poking through.
When it came to actually putting all the final touches on the DDKONG, we had Charlie and the boys over at Lettering Express actually rewrap the entire vehicle. All the doors, all the side panels, the hood, the back, the whole kit and caboodle got rewrapped with the sweet DD graphics done by our media team.
People have responded well. People have had a lot of fun, especially with the monkey. I think the monkey's awful funny. I couldn't help but agree. Moreover, people just appreciate the fact that we were able to completely tie the theme in from the front to the back, and in every imaginable way. It just pervasive throughout the build.
So it's not very often anymore that you see a full themed build built to the level that the DDKONG is done to. You'll see a fair number of donks and whatnot out there, but the challenge is they're not to the same scale. Thanks for tuning in for the second to last episode of the DDKONG web series. Now be sure to check in with us next time when we do a full recap on the build and we show you some sweet demos.
Guys, be sure to follow the hashtag DDKONG on all your social media platforms.